What is up, everybody? It's your boy Brit VR. Thank you for watching my channel. If you're new, please subscribe. I give out great content about cryptocurrencies. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors real quick. Behind me, you see CryptoTube. It is powered by Boosto. Go Boosto. If you want to check out more influencers like me, come down here and check it out. And they also tell you who are the bad people in the cryptocurrency space. So check out this platform when you can. And lastly, check out Coin Lotto. It's the first lottery for cryptocurrencies, okay? You can get one free ticket and the other tickets cost 5 cents worth of Ethereum in US dollars, okay? So check them out when you can, and I will be showing the Lotto live at 9:30 Central Time US. The links to both of these will be at the bottom of the description. And getting into the good news, if you guys heard something in the background, that's my dog. He does what he does. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. I can't stop him. He's just like a big bulldozer. I can't stop him, okay, guys? So if you hear barking, I'm sorry about that. But Bloomberg and CNBC has some news about this Facebook coin. I want you guys just to watch it with me. I haven't watched them, so it's all gonna be brand new to me. I got me a beer too, and I'm very excited just to hear what the not the social media, but what the media has to say about this coin.
Even before we get into the whole blockchain universe, let's just talk about Libra first, because as soon as we had news about what Facebook was planning to do, we had Senator Sherrod Brown tweeting that Facebook is already too big and too powerful. It has used that power to exploit users' data without protecting their privacy. We cannot allow Facebook to run a risky new cryptocurrency out of a Swiss bank account without oversight. So Chihan, what are the expectations of regulations against Facebook on this regard?
I think the expectations for regulators, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, starting at the very beginning, the entire world is talking about this new Libra project. It's really lit the entire digital assets world on fire, making it extremely exciting to be in this space. It's really the starting pistol for this crypto age, and I think it's really going to be looked back on as the start of something very, very big that's going to move all of the other major players. Now, that also means the regulators are looking closely, and Bruno Le Maire, the French finance minister, has already come out against it for the G7, and I think that there are many things that are going to be positive out of Facebook's new Libra project for the billions of unbanked, but it's also going to take a few iterations for the regulators to come to terms with what a new digital age and this new rebuilding of the financial infrastructure looks like.
Right, and Jihan, you also have House Banking Chairwoman Maxine Waters coming out via Reuters saying she wants Facebook to stop developing the cryptocurrency immediately and wait for regulators to review it. So what's your sense of whether or not this will actually get off the ground?
I think if we always waited for the regulators to be ready for innovation, we would probably still be riding around in horses and buggies. Innovation has to move forward at its own pace, and it's up to the regulators to try and match that with a sensible type of structure without stifling that innovation. I think what Facebook is doing is an amazing step forward for the entire blockchain and crypto community. Now, there are definitely critics even within the community who are skeptical and who are suspicious of what Facebook is doing given its past track record in privacy and inability to secure data. But in the long run, this is actually going to help not only Facebook, but all of its partners and many of the startups and industries that come after it, building on this platform to actually keep data more safe, which will keep the regulators at bay.
So Jihan, who would Libra be competing against? Would it be against Bitcoin, Ethereum? I mean, there are so many out there.
Take your pick. Facebook's Libra is going to be competing against even many of the partners that are on the Libra Association, the PayPals, the Visas, the MasterCards. But at the same time, I think that you can't solely think about it as a zero-sum game. There's going to be an incredible amount of building and of value that's going to be created by having digital assets and digital payments, which can move much faster and much more seamlessly and much more securely along this new payments network. And what Facebook is doing is not the end of it's not the end-all be-all. This is actually going to stir into competition Google, Apple, and everybody else. They're not just going to cede this ground to Facebook just because it's first mover. And then you have all of the others, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of the fully decentralized projects, which are going to get a massive boost from this validation from Facebook. So this really is the beginning of the crypto age.
Now, Facebook, Jihan, is battling regulators on multiple fronts, antitrust fronts, concerns about privacy, and there are skeptics out there who are probably saying, Facebook already has so much of my data, why should I give them more of it? Why should I give them my financial information, if you will? Many of the early adopters of cryptocurrency like it because it is decentralized. There is no middleman. Does that change when there's a huge publicly traded company in part backing this cryptocurrency?
I think that Facebook has been very smart in how they've approached this, and obviously they've learned a lot of lessons about how they're seen and how they operate, and they've actually built a wall between the Facebook data that really kind of forms the base of their power and this new way forward. So in addition to having this nonprofit Libra Association, of which many people are part of it, and everybody gets a vote, and Facebook only gets one vote of its own, they also are keeping the financial data that comes from using the Calibra wallet and the Libra system separate from their own store of Facebook data. Well, I think this is quite interesting because in the crypto community, in the blockchain community, what we've always wanted is the ability to control our own data. I'm happy to sell you my data as long as I'm the one who's getting paid for it. And I think that this is the type of rail which starts to put that into place. The separation of data of personal data from financial data is part of that. And really the bloom of startups and the bloom of industries that are going to come up in and around this platform is what's going to give me control of my data and make me feel more secure and monetize it.
So yesterday I did mess up the name. The name of the coin is Libra. Hey, that's Hispanic, isn't it? Because the I sounds like an E in Spanish. So we're gonna get on to the next video, guys. This one's from CNBC, and let's check it out.
Facebook going full crypto, unveiling its new digital currency Libra today, the start of what the social giant calls the Internet of Money to rebuild a reliable and global financial infrastructure. But our resident Bitcoin baller, Brian Kelly, says it's not exactly a cryptocurrency. He's over at the plaza with a little crypto class. BK, take it away.
Yeah, sure. So let's get into this. This is not to put down Libra. I think this is a huge step forward for the entire space. But let's just look at how this works and what you're getting into if you're going to do Libra. Okay, so how does it actually work? What are the mechanics? First thing you do is exchange dollars, yen, euro, whatever the basket's going to be for your Libra token. So Facebook gives you a Libra token for your dollars. So Facebook is now holding your dollars. You have to trust Facebook that they're going to hold on to those dollars, they're going to keep track of the ledger, and that your token's going to be worth something. You go out, you buy your goods and services on the Facebook platform, whoever else is using it, maybe Uber somehow is involved, and then you're left with the Libra tokens that are left over. Let's say you bought $20 worth of Libra tokens. It cost you $10 for a nice digital cat on Facebook, and all of a sudden you've got another $10 left in Libra tokens. Again, you have to trust Facebook that they're going to hold it, that the companies there are going to, the companies in the consortium are going to keep that ledger and be honest about that. That's a big difference from what a cryptocurrency is. It's about trust. So when you talk about the difference between this and something like Bitcoin, Bitcoin is trustless. You don't need to believe that anybody's going to check that ledger. You can do it yourself. You hold on to it yourself. So let's look at really kind of the main difference. And I'm going to be a bit simple on this for the crypto folks out there. They probably might not like this, but this is really the main difference. What Libra is doing is creating a digital version of the US dollar, yen, euro. It's like a stable coin, but you still have all the characteristics of a fiat currency. What Bitcoin is, it's digital gold. And in my opinion, it's probably a lot better than gold, but there is no trusted third party involved. And that's the huge difference. This is about that trusted third party. And to me, that's the revolution of crypto, is that it is peer-to-peer. You disintermediate financial services. This keeps the existing system. This does away with it. And that's the difference.
Karen's got a question.
Yeah, so let me ask you, this sounds to me like PayPal or Venmo. And so I was wondering, PayPal didn't really seem to react. Certainly Facebook's gone up a lot in the last couple of days on this. How is that not a PayPal or Venmo for Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, effectively, that's what Libra is. It's PayPal, Venmo, any of those type of things we have now. It's the next iteration of it. You'll likely be able to do more. I'm frankly shocked PayPal wasn't down more. I know we're going to have Mark Mahaney on talking about how big this is for Facebook, but for the payment space, think about this. You now have global payments that are going to be cost zero. What does that do for everybody else who's charging money for those global payments? Those spreads are going to zero.
So, Brian, we're talking about PayPal, we're talking about Visa, MasterCard, Mercado Libre, Stripe, you name it. They're all involved in this project. They've funded this project. Isn't this what everyone's been waiting for in terms of institutional backing? Forget investors. I mean, you actually have platforms that are conduits now.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, that's what I started this off saying. I would not want to disparage Libra at all. This is a huge step forward. Facebook's going to have a nice looking wallet that everybody can get on. It's easy to use. You can start moving this stuff around. We can have an argument about the philosophy behind one of these, but for Facebook to do this and to create that wallet and get people on board and have Visa and have MasterCard all involved in this validates the technology and gets people involved. To me, it's like the AOL moment. AOL got you online. Libra's going to get you into crypto.
All right, thanks for that, BK, and that crypto class. We got a news alert, meantime, on Facebook's Libra. Elon Moy is in D.C. with all the details. Elon.
Melissa, House Financial Services Chairwoman Maxine Waters calling for a moratorium on Libra until Congress has a chance to weigh in. She said that Facebook executives should come before her committee to testify about these issues. She said that Facebook, with this announcement, is continuing its unchecked expansion and extending its reach into the lives of its users. She called it a wake-up call to get serious about privacy and national security concerns. Now, the ranking Republican on the committee, Patrick McHenry, has also expressed some reservations about the new cryptocurrency. We're also hearing some skepticism from Senate Democrats as well. So clearly, Facebook is going to have to answer to Congress as well as it develops this new digital currency. Back to you.
All right, Elon, thank you so much. Elon Moy. Guy, what do you,
it's
bipartisan, so that's...
Yeah, bipartisan. So it's interesting they talk about trust. I mean, Facebook's pushback, and I'm not obviously on the Facebook board, nor do I care to be, but their pushback, but hey, we're showing you how people trust us in the most powerful way possible with their checkbooks, effectively. If they trust us with information that we can, have currency go back and forth, what better way to exhibit trust? So this works to their favor, I think. So in a lot of ways, I think Facebook is trying to preempt exactly what they're trying to go after them for.
This is what Senator Sherrod Brown, the top Democrat in the House Banking Committee, said in a statement. He said, Facebook is already too big and too powerful. It has used that power to exploit users' data without protecting their privacy. We cannot allow Facebook to run a new cryptocurrency out of a Swiss bank account without oversight.
Well, so right, this is a new tangent for Facebook. It's obviously a very exciting business, but it gets you into a place where if we're already into a form of, call this economic exchange amongst individuals that already is shrouded in mystery for most regulators, forget the practitioners who don't believe it's mysterious at all. For regulators, this would be another bucket. Look, the $30 move in Facebook stock off of 160 is all about a recovery from Libra, yes, and the market overall, but from headlines on regulatory, onslaught. So that stuff has not left Facebook, and I think this is a reminder of such.
All right. Well, our next guest says Libra could be a watershed moment for Facebook and the crypto space. Mark Mahaney is lead internet analyst at RBC Capital Markets, and he is here in-house. I mean, this is a rare occurrence.
It's been a long time.
It's good to be back. It's raining outside. I don't know if anybody knows that.
You don't look wet at all, by the way. So we were just talking about this pop in Facebook stock, and some would say, it's Libra. What do you think?
I think that's definitely part of it. I mean, the stock's up, 7-8% in the last 3 days. What other news is there? So the speculation started building up on Friday. We wrote a note on it that morning, another one today. Look, this, I don't want to overstate it. This may be the Waymo moment for Facebook. In other words, when I talk with really long-term oriented investors on Facebook, they like the business, the core advertising business, but they want to know what the option value is. What else can this company do besides advertising? They may have just answered the question. There's a lot of ifs and ands or buts and whether they execute well on this or not. But I think the model to look for here is WeChat and what WeChat has done in China. And they generate about $10 billion a year in relatively high profit revenue. It's a share of commerce. It's a share of transactions. Facebook has these two great assets that people in the U.S. underappreciate. There's this thing called WhatsApp that's got over 1 billion people. You leave the U.S., this is very widely used and immaterially monetized. And then Facebook Messenger. I know there's a lot of controversy about Facebook in the U.S. market. You leave the U.S., you go to India, you go to Latin America, you go to Africa and the Middle East. There isn't a debate about the functionality, the usefulness, the privacy concerns related to these two assets. So anyway, we've had a re-rating because of this. I think it's warranted.
Right, and all of those groups that you mentioned, the people in those countries use WhatsApp already. I mean, they're fully entrenched on that platform as it is. But when you think about what this can do. I mean, David Marcus, the head of Calibra, was on Squawk Box this morning, and I didn't get from him anything beyond peer-to-peer transfer of money. And and if that's free, I don't understand how Facebook monetizes WhatsApp or Messenger by doing that. Can you?
I'm going to answer that for you really quick. So Facebook and all these guys are going to be running the nodes. These nodes will be getting interest like you're running a miner in your house, a Bitcoin miner, like you get Bitcoin when you make a ledger of a transaction go through. That's how they're going to make money.
You connect the dots for me?
I'm going to try. If he can't do it, there's a communications problem for the company. David Marcus is a very good executive, so my guess is that they're not showing all of their cards. Think about it this way as a platform. You're increasing the functionality of WhatsApp. It's used widely now as a texting, messaging tool between people, but why not layer in more functionality, the ability to order a meal delivery or ride sharing, or to actually make purchases, or to send money back and forth. You've just created more engagement on the platform, so you could put some ads against that. But I really think if people are going to use WhatsApp in order to order ride sharing cars, you can get a commission off that. I think that's been the model at WeChat, and that's what they're going to do. They're making
money from Uber, basically, whoever the partner.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. But we're just guessing, and I'm surprised they're not more upfront about it this morning. But I think that's the path.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I'm curious, are other social media stocks now going to have to follow or going to follow? I know Jack Dorsey's a big supporter of Bitcoin, and, let's talk about Snap. Do these other guys now have to just come along?
No, I don't think so. There's also one thing that's really important and special about Facebook. It's just how big its audience is outside of the U.S. There's not a payments problem in Japan or in Korea or in the U.S., North America, and Western Europe. You don't need cryptocurrency. There are parts of the world where credit card adoption is very limited. Currencies are really wild. That's where cryptocurrency as an enabling payment mechanism can really help. So Facebook's got 1 billion people in these markets. Snap doesn't have anybody in those markets. So I don't think there's much of an opportunity for them. I don't think they need to follow. But it just is one of those things that's a reminder of how powerful the Facebook platform is. I also like the stock because it still trades at a discount to its growth rate. It's cheap on a growth-adjusted basis. So it's our number one pick in the group.
Mark, let me ask you something to understand this better. So they have all these partners in this, and I thought that the partners were not going to be part of the rest of Facebook's business. So to the extent they monetize it from some of their other businesses, how do they divvy that up? And why? And if it's only used in the U.S., why would it be pegged to these other currencies? If it is used at all in the U.S.
Yeah, so, you're asking, we don't have answers to some of these questions. Now, Uber, they could work with Uber, and Uber's in most markets or is a stake in every market in the world. So there is a play there. I don't know how many different, Mercado Libre is one of their partners. So there you go, the leading e-commerce asset in Latin America. So they're putting together the pieces. I'd like to see a broader list of e-commerce. Where's the Mercado Libre of India? Where's the Mercado Libre of Indonesia? Are they going to be part of this network? They should be. That will create more value for the network. So I don't know exactly. We don't know yet how that's going to play out. But I think that's the goal here.
Last quick question. I know we don't have a lot of answers, but to the extent that Facebook is creating this new ecosystem with this payment system as its core, as its spine, when you look at the other players out there, who do you think gets interrupted the most? I mean, would it be? Apple's been trying to create this ecosystem. It's got this terrific, but Apple Pay, I don't know if a lot of people use it. I know you don't cover Apple, but
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm not. Zach Schwartzman, who works with me, is our big crypto bull in the house. I think the crypto bulls are going to tell you 5 to 10 years out, it's traditional banking that's upended, because if somebody is creating the platform that's going to enable commerce and payments and transactions, then it's a lost opportunity for somebody. Guess who? The traditional banking companies. So how's that for going out on a limb?
All right, Mark, great to see you. Thank you. Mark Mahaney of RBC. Guy, what do you think?
He's right. It is the traditional banks. I think BK would agree with that as well. In terms of Facebook, the stock, Tim nailed it. 160 was the level. 50% retracement. Did it on huge volume a couple weeks ago. Now the stock cleared to take out that 197 level, which is where we topped out in May. The real test will come at the all-time high that we saw last year, 225. I think that's where the stock is headed over the next couple of weeks.
Simply, if Facebook does run into more regulatory issues and actually has to be broken up, that's actually a positive for the stock, in my view. Some of the parts I actually think it's cheap. The businesses that Mark, who's not here anymore, talked about are some that are probably under monetized right now, and I think could be by themselves.
So Facebook has a lot of challenges coming up. We'll see what they're going to do with this. I just think this is going to be the gateway drug to get everybody into crypto. And that's what I expect to happen. So remember, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Sorry if you heard my dog in the background moving around. That's just him. I will be online at 9:30 Central Time for Coin Lotto. You can register at the link under this video. And all you guys, remember, enjoy life, enjoy crypto. Oh, and one more thing I want to tell you guys. As soon as this news came out, I had a friend call me, and he was like, Brit, should I buy this? You know, how much you think is going to go up in price? And people are very excited about this, but they don't understand that this is really going to be like a stable coin. The only people that are going to make money off of this is people who are running the nodes and the people who have large amounts of money when the shift goes up to like a penny to be able to sell stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that should be about it. Thank you for watching and enjoy the crypto life. Peace.